Hello, Libra. Let's see what the cards have to say before I say anything, yeah? A lot going on, I know. Deep emotions. Ready for changes, ready for new things. Always. Aren't we always? Something is played. Yeah, I think the Mars square Pluto this past week really finalized everything real good, you know? I think Libra was also forced to really admit certain things to themselves. Admit that, I don't know, maybe that they still cared. Admit that they still wanted something. Admit that they were still trying, even though on the surface they were trying not to try, but back here they were still trying. Ten of Swords comes in and says, there's nothing more you can do. There's no more thoughts that are going to either change this or make this better or make this go away or make this come to you. There's just nothing more you can do. And Ten of Swords is kind of a peaceful place because it is the place of surrender. Sometimes it's a forced surrender, sure. And you kind of have to just come to terms or come to grips with life itself. But it is peaceful because no more energy is expended into that thing or into that person or into that relationship or that thing, you know? It's just what it is. Let's see what comes out around it. It's a beautiful card, actually. I know it seems all harsh and it can be harsh. But this whole opening and this whole purge thing that happened in January, we're just kind of putting the finishing touches on everything. Wrapping up all the loose ends. I think there's a quality of really, really wanting to attain peace, really, really wanting to attain a level of serenity in your heart. And I think now Knight of Swords can be your energy, especially as Mars comes conjunct Uranus in the next week or so. You may be feeling a little bit agitated. Then he's going to be making his way into the 8th house for you guys. So there is a sexual component coming online as well. And I think Libra's drive and ambition and just kind of overall zest and enjoyment of life is going to be taking on a whole new meaning. Sex becoming more transformative and more spiritual and more about you, right? More about yourself rather than what you can get from a partner. And the Knight of Swords is kind of aggressive, so it's a little bit of an opposite to the Six of Swords, so I'm not quite exactly sure what's going on there. So I'll pull obviously more cards here for this reading, but also we'll clarify the Knight of Swords and the comprehensive. Speaking of the Knight of Swords, just kind of individually on its own, irrespective of any other surrounding cards. Card of Gemini could be another air sign, another Libra or an Aquarius as well, or just anyone that has a strong, maybe there's someone that really wants to see you. Maybe there's someone that really wants to jump on your boat, right? Maybe you are moving on and they're like, oh my God, no, please, let me come on board. I want to be a part of this. I want to go to where you're going. This is not the best vibe when we've got this, maybe this is someone you're trying to get away from and they're not really letting that happen. I don't know. It's going to be different for each and every person watching this. And in a way, this can also be you toward your own kind of things you've got going on. Just I'm focused. I've got my thing. I've got my dream. I've got my, whatever. And it's time for me to finally go get that thing because it's what I really want. I think Libra has had a lot of consideration about what wanting even means and what wanting and desire, what kind of role those emotions and those feelings really play. And you've had maybe a really hard lesson in it kind of doesn't matter what you want because life has a different plan for you and you can't push life. Life always paces you. And so this Ten of Swords kind of, maybe that's why If this is another person, this can be really, really frustrating because you've already achieved that level of like acceptance of how life paces you. And this person just really might not get that. Okay, let's see what else. If you're a Libra that's really trying to cling on to something, it's going to be hard to hang on. The clinging may be really hard. You have to allow for transformation. This speaks to you in terms of a romantic partnership. And it's a forever partnership, right? You have to allow for the space for that romantic partnership to shift and change. So justice coming on, and card of Libra. This is you, right? Definitely card of Libra. Look at all these swords. This is not a sword card. I know it's a major arcana, but every single card has a sword component. Every single one holding a sword, right? So swords are thoughts, obviously, we know that. Swords are sometimes our best friends. Sometimes they can like really hold us back. Depends on how much, again, you cling to your thoughts. It depends on how much credence you give to your thoughts, how much importance you place on them. Justice is the moderator or the governor of the universal laws. Justice ensures that the way things come back to you, right? Whether it's karmic things, whether it's okay, you're sending out this quality of love and so love returns, whether you're sending out this quality of peace and so peace returns. Like, this is a very fast boomerang effect. Once you put it out there, it absolutely is going to come back to you. It may come with some uninvited visitors. You know, it may come with some people that are trying to like knock on your door. I don't know, Libra, I really, really I've seen such deep transformative things going on for you this past year. And I remember saying all through 2018, up the mountain, down the mountain, up with the yogis and then down with the regular, village. And, just like always up and down, really, really trying to find that balance within yourself between spirituality and operating in the world like a normal person. And finding your own unique pathway and your own unique techniques to really do that. And I have a feeling that 2019 is going to surprise you in terms of how well balanced you actually are. This person may come and try to throw a wrench in your spokes a little bit, but I see you being completely unfazed by that. There's nothing anyone can really do at this point that's going to derail you, especially when you're coming out hard and heavy like a major arcana card. Like a knight has nothing on a major arcana, like not even close. And this, this kind of energy scares people. And when people see like, okay, Libra's really done. Wow, Libra's really done. They're really moving on. They've really maybe some of you really have washed your hands of the whole thing, right? So you really are projecting out the energy of peace. That's your vibe, peace, right? Peace and balance. That's what Libra is all about. You are the peacemakers of the zodiac. So here you go. Here is your peace. Finding peace within yourself. And in so facto, the universe will create a peaceful pathway for you. What else for Libra? An Emperor, card of Aries. Have you been dealing with an Aries maybe? Maybe this is an element of you. It's you and someone else, and it's someone mirroring something back to you. All three. The Emperor is firm, also a cardinal energy, right? The Emperor is sturdy and decisive and discriminating, knows exactly what they want, and is not swayed by anything. An Emperor can be difficult to get inside of emotionally, but in a way, I feel like there's an acceptance of that. 6 of Swords. There's an acceptance of the barriers. There's an acceptance of the turbulence, right? With the turbulent waters here. There's this feeling of just it is what it is. I see in many ways that you have no desire to change anybody at this point, because I think you've realized that that's a fool's errand. Maybe that's a part of what this is too, fool's errand. I think two different people, right? If one is you, great. It doesn't have to be a person. It can just be an energy, that's all. But to try to change anyone is a fool's errand. So maybe there was a question like, can I just accept it for what it is? And I think for many of you, the answer is yes. Can I accept this person for exactly who and what they are? Doesn't mean I have to get emotionally invested. It doesn't mean I have to give them anything. It doesn't mean I have to give them any time, any attention, nothing like that. You don't have to do that stuff. But I think you're really connecting with this very real idea of love. And this person may have been some kind of a testing ground for you. Can Libra truly attain an unconditional love? And I think the answer is very much yes. Can someone unconditionally love you? Depends on them. I think the more and more you put off this vibe, the more and more attractive you are. The more and more people want to be. That's kind of the nature of being human, unfortunately. It's like the more mysterious someone is, the more unattainable someone is, the more people want to like, it's like a challenge, right? And it's an ego thing. They see you, an emperor, as a challenge. So be very, I would even put this out there, be skeptical of people that are like knocking down your door if that happens for you. People that are knocking down your door, they just want your attention solely to feed them. So just be, you've made it past. I think you're at that level where it's like so obvious and so transparent to the point where maybe you even feel a little bit sad for people, like, oh, how sad that they're like, they don't get it kind of thing. But you're good. You're good. Just doing your thing. Okay, a whole bunch coming out now. Who is this? Have you had connection? So we're getting a card of Gemini, card of Sagittarius. Could be another air sign or a fire sign, Sagittarius, Leo, Aries. 2 cards of Aries coming out, so maybe you're dealing with that. And clearly, they are relentless to some regard. What are they going through, Libra? This card came out with them. So clearly the tower applies to them. Are they avoiding a tower? Are they running away from a tower situation? Was there a loss of money, a loss of income? Clearly you don't want to be the bank account for anybody, so let's not let that happen. I don't think this person's like that, though. I think this is a good person, it's still upright, but still not quite on the level of the Emperor and definitely not quite on the level of the Justice card. This person clearly is going through some pretty major transformations, some pretty major changes. And in a way, I almost feel like they've come in contact with their own mortality. I don't know why I'm seeing that. No death card coming out, not sure where that came from, but they're becoming more and more aware of their own mortality, and their priorities are shifting and their priorities are changing, but I don't think they've quite figured it out yet. 2 of Coins reversed. I don't think that they've quite figured out exactly how to handle the dynamics of what's really going on. All they can really perceive is this tower, like, oh my gosh, something is changing, something is being revised in my life, and I don't have control over it, so where do I go? Well, let's see Libra. Libra always has that ability to give me peace. They always have that ability to make me feel safe. So let's go see what Libra has to say. I don't know. I don't necessarily know exactly what is going on here. Again, we will clarify this in the comprehensive. Ace of Coins reverse suggests that there's a pending offering. Now, this could be from the universe or it could actually be from this person, potentially. I think this person has a lot of like soul searching that still needs to be done. And I don't know that they really like the feeling of soul searching, right? They don't like that feeling of emotion coming up on over them. So we have a fire. So can we just think of the archetypes of Sagittarius and Gemini right now? Again, does not have to be those signs. It could be a Scorpio. It could be a Cancer. It could be a Capricorn, whatever, does not matter. But when people take on the energy of a Knight of Swords and a Knight of Wands, these are very free-flowing energies. They're very sporadic, very spontaneous and unpredictable. They're very intellectual as well. They're both real thinkers. This is both mutable energy, so it's very slippery. It's very, can really turn on a dime at any given moment. It's very adaptable. And so when they come up against a tower energy or a tower card, there is this whole like, oh, turn on a dime and go the other direction. So just be careful of that, because I don't want to see you getting like in the crosshairs of their like whole situation that they've got going on. And I think in some way too, they are, this just happens to be the way I put them down. I'll put the camera down in just a second. I think that they're trying to find some like higher level meaning of life. Like they're going through some existential thing, right? Some, maybe you've already gone through that too, Libra, but they're definitely going through like an existential crisis. And they are, if you're dealing with a Sagittarius, like, yeah, for sure. With all the Capricorn stuff, I think Capricorn and Sagittarians, Sagittarius went through a lot of stuff last year and in 2017, and they're kind of feeling the release, but they're still rebuilding after all of that. Ace of Coins reversed. It's almost as though they want to give you something of substance, but because they're so completely not put together, it's very challenging for them to do that. Like I said, they too are somewhat emotionally unavailable. They too, you guys are mirroring each other back. You are this way because you are very strong, but they are this way because of what they've just really recently gone through. And maybe you've recently gone through your own tower situation too, but this card specifically came out with the Knight of Wands, so I feel like it applies a little bit more to them. And both of you kind of have your heart on your sleeve, but it's almost like a tease. It's like a tease, almost like you're kind of luring each other in. And I think in some way, both of you are trying to consolidate. You're trying to like get these dynamics. You're trying to get this whole thing working together. But somehow you guys are just on different wavelengths right now. And you are like super totally at peace with that. Like I said, first and foremost, there's an element of rest. There's nothing else left. Like you've already thought all the things, you've already done all the things. So now it's just a matter of, all right, life, what do you have for me next? Okay, I'm going to pull 3 more cards, but let me put this camera down. Let me get these situated really quick. Okay. Let me turn it over so y'all can see. Okay. Oh, I guess I didn't need to fold them over too much. Alrighty. So let's get 3 more cards out. 3 additional. There you are, Libra. So much peace you have going on, for sure. You have so much peace because I know that you are very much here in this sort of cyclical, like I think you very much feel this world turning over. You very much feel this cycle like really closing out. Clearly, 10 of Swords. See, 10 of Swords can often come with a quality of boredom. You become bored of thinking something, you become bored of feeling something, like it just becomes played and the intensity dies down and it's like this blossomed rose that has begun to wilt. And all of a sudden the fragrance starts, fading and all of this. And I think you're like, okay, I'm really, really ready for that, because whatever the passion or the intensity or the connection, whatever it was, romantic or not, irrelevant, it's just it's time. Like, you're calling it. It's time to cash out. Why are they still here, though? I think, Libra, you very much have, again, turned your back, right? You've achieved. Like, who are you? Like, are you like the Buddha now? Is this what's happening? You're becoming like the Buddha. You have found your own Buddha within. So much peace and balance. Libra, I think you've attained what it is you've been searching for the past year. You've achieved that feeling of wholeness within yourself. That's what Libra is all about. Libra really struggles in relationships if they themselves are not entirely balanced, because someone else's lack of balance, lack of internal, like, clearly this is someone that's very, high strung. And they don't have their own balance. So this person comes and completely skews your scales. And that's why actually this Emperor energy for you is quite beautiful, because there's a steadfastness and there's a sturdiness and there is a wisdom that comes online here. Like, I think your spiritual age has progressed further than pretty much any other sign, with the exception of maybe like Gemini and Capricorn, right? The Capricorn's going through all this shit right now, but I think you have achieved the wisdom. And you can cash out and still kind of play the game, but because you are not emotionally invested, this suddenly becomes something else. It does transform. Nothing is on the table. Absolutely nothing. So it becomes just fun. And perhaps maybe this is someone with whom you can actually have fun with when there is no investment and there is nothing on the line. And I think in many ways you're really okay with that. And for those of you who are like, no, I don't know that I'm going to entertain this person in any way, great. Four of Swords, great. Whatever your decision is, there is so much peace that comes alongside of that. I'm very excited for you, Libra, actually. So the cards I'm going to pull out now are the clarifiers that we'll talk about in the comprehensive reading. Okay, so I'll just do a little bit, but just so you can kind of see what messages we'll cover. Let's look at the Ten of Swords first. See what's going on there. Couple more for the Ten of Wands. Actually, I kind of think that one was also okay. So yes, definitely letting something go. It's a back and forth motion, between what your head wants and what your heart wants, most likely. Let's look at the Tower card here. Oh, okay. Another card of Aries. Interesting how the opposite, right? Mars in Aries, which rules your natural house. But the Aries qualities are coming out for you. Maybe you're taking on a more Mars-like quality within the next couple of weeks. Mars in the 8th house, a Mars-ruled house. So, I mean, you're kind of in the driver's seat here, Libra. I'll pull out several for the Tower. Okay. Oh, we got the Emperor again. The Five of Swords, and again the Six of Swords. Okay. Do we have reverses in here? Yes, we do. Okay, just wanted to make sure. Okay, so let's look at the Knight of Wands now. I have a feeling there's an element of humor going on. Like, have the tables turned? Right? Someone that used to have so much power over you, now you suddenly have the power because they're in a tower moment. and you've already gone through that, maybe. It's kind of like, it's like there's an element of irony going on. Another Knight coming out. Okay, let's look at the Knight of Wands. I know I pull out a lot of cards. We do go into a lot of detail. There's a financial component with this person. Clearly, there's a lack of money or stress over money. There's something going on with them financially that they may have really, yeah, definitely. They've based their value, their sense of value and who they are on their money. So I think they're having a really hard time in terms of like, without my money, who am I? Without my business, who am I? Without my job, without my this, without my house, without my stuff, who am I? It might not even be money. It could be like family, maybe someone going through a divorce. Without my family, like who? They've lost a nice sense of identity. Most definitely, they've lost a sense of identity. Beautiful. Let's look at the Ace of Coins. Libra has a beautiful emotional support. Let's see what else. If this is a romantic thing, guys, it's most definitely not time to really start anything substantial. Yeah, definitely not something to start anything substantial. Let's see what the World card has to say. Yeah, one more. Beautiful. Awesome. Okay. And sorry, I just happened to see the bottom of the deck. We have the reinforcement of the Four of Wands there as well. So, excuse me, Four of Swords, I mean. Okay. So, lots to talk about in the comprehensive. But if you don't want to join me there, just know that the only advice I can really give you, which is the only advice I can ever give, which is annoying and played out, but it is what it is. The only advice I can give is to really go with the flow, to monitor how much you're investing in this person, and to just know that if they're knocking on your door and trying to come see you, trying to talk to you or whatever, that there's a neediness and a satisfaction of their ego going on. And if you don't want to be the one that does that for them, then don't play this game. And now's the time to really shut the door behind you, right? Cash out and leave. Okay? All right, Libra, I'm going to leave you there. Thank you so much for being here. I wish you absolutely nothing but the best. Take care. Bye-bye.